Hey guys, Ultra Maximus here, and I'm back with another Transformers review. This time we're going to talk about a classics figure, one of my favorites. It's Skyfire. I love this guy. This is an excellent mold. I love his nod to the G1 figure. He is a lot smaller than the original figure, but that's okay. This is actually, by today's standards, unfortunately, a very solid figure. He has a massively huge backpack, which is forgivable because, well, he's got these giant rocket things and they look really cool. This guy, this character, he's known by a few different names. He's had an interesting toy in the G1 line. In fact, he was essentially a ripped-off Robotech character. He was a Veritech fighter, and they just repainted him. They didn't even redesign the toy, which was kind of interesting. They just I don't know if they bought the mold or they ripped the mold off or what exactly happened with that. But yeah, I remember there being a big stink about that when I was a kid. Also, the Shockwave figure. There was a Radio Shack version of Shockwave out there, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, so this guy, he's kind of interesting. In the cartoon, he was known as Jetfire, and that's what this figure is called, is Jetfire. Well, the original toy they called Skyfire, which is what he was actually known in Japan as. And in the comic books, I believe he was Jetfire as well. In fact, he was originally supposed to be called Fireball, which Jetfire is far cooler than that, for sure. He's an old friend of Starscream. He's a scientist. He was a friend of Starscream, and when he awoke on Earth, Starscream convinced him to join the Decepticons, and he just, it wasn't in him. He realized that wasn't his affiliation. He sided with the Autobots. And it was kind of a shame they never put out a Decepticon version of Jetfire. Now, I think they repainted this guy as a Decepticon, but a different Decepticon, but it'd be nice to have this figure with, instead of the Autobot logos, actually have the Decepticon logos. And there was a nice nod to this guy in the names in Transformers Animated, where you had the two twin jets, Jetfire and Skyfire. That was kind of cool. Now, they really did a very nice job on this guy as far as detail goes. He's got a gun, I'm not sure where that, and he's got another missile. The missile actually fires, kind of shoot it down there. But I don't know where the other missile is. It's in a box somewhere. It's a nice translucent blue, and it operates in jet mode as well, which is really nice. Now, detail on this guy is fantastic. If you go and look at him, I mean, he's got, you know, the molding in the jets, the molding on the wings themselves, the arms, the robot. I mean, it's just a really solid piece up here and all around. Now, the legs, I mean, it just really fantastic looking. There are some issues with the figure. He kind of has butterfly wings to me. I'm not really digging that. That's the way they're supposed to be set up. You can, if you want to, just rotate them down here if you so desire. You could also move the backpack down if you wanted to, like that, and give him a different kind of look. But the official look is this, which is fine. I mean, this is the way he sits on my cabinet, so yeah, not too big of a deal there. Now, he's got some really cool features. One of the features, if you pull the engine piece down here, bink, he gets these little guns that pop up, like so, and you can adjust them down so he gets additional firepower, which is very cool. I really dig that. Yeah, very awesome. And you just kind of fold it back up, and then that also works in the jet mode as well. It just makes an additional, you know, nasty firepower and thing going on. It's really cool, really neat. Now, probably my favorite bit about this whole thing is the fact that the helmet comes off. This was kind of designed for the the Veritech look, the G1 look. He's got like this little helmet, and I think that was a gimmick they had in the comic back in the day when this figure came out. And he pulled the helmet off, like Bumblebee. They did that with Bumblebee too in the comic book, which was very, very cool. So he's got kind of this anime-looking head, more G1's show accurate style of head. And then let's see if we can. Yep, he's got some nice light piping going on there. Love the light piping. And I personally think that head sculpt looks better, and it looks a more physically accurate to the figure. However, I don't ever want to lose the helmet, so I just always leave the helmet on him like that, and that's the way he looks on my shelf. Now, articulation. This guy's, he's got ratchet arm joints. Unfortunately, they only go up and down. He's got a ratchet joint at his elbow, just nice clickety joints everywhere on the legs. And again, he can kind of pose out that way. The legs are not too bad. The feet don't really move too much. That's mainly due to transformation. But, I mean, he's not the greatest as far as posability, but I think he is a far better figure than what we are getting now out of the Transformers Primes figures. So, definitely one of my favorite as far as the Classics lines go. Let's take a look at his Jet mode and see what we think of that. Alright, so here we have Jetfire in his Jet mode. And I do like this mode. This is a very cool mode. Very nice, very reminiscent of the original cartoon vehicle. These giant guns up here, just the detail is fantastic. The wings can fold in like such, just like the old toy. I generally in this mode leave them out a little bit. The helmet puts off a couple little guns there, which is nice. You've got landing gear here and back here that both can retract up, which is very, very cool. Now underneath, it's obvious, like most of the others. I mean, he's got robot hanging off underneath the jet, but that's okay. Top of it just looks fantastic. I mean, the amount of detail that they went into it is very, very nice. Again, you can pull back. Bink. To get additional firepower, which is very, very cool. And the other thing that is very, very nice about this guy is you can actually put him in the kind of lamb mode from Robotech by spinning around. Put his little hands up like so, and then deploy his feet. Like so, and you get kind of a lamb mode, the kind of half robot, half jet mode that the original toy had, which is kind of nice, kind of cool, very reminiscent of the original figure. Just very nice, very fun. I just absolutely adore this. This figure is probably one of my favorites that's out there. And then in this mode, you can deploy his sails down and see him a little bit better, which is kind of cool. And then if you want to that, so there he is. Haha. So there is his lamb mode from the Robotech line. So that's kind of cool that it's got the ability to do that. Very similar to what it did in the original toy line. Just all around a great nod to the original toy line figure. I can't say how much I love this figure. I think it's really nice. If you can find this figure, I definitely advise picking him up. He's definitely worth a pickup. He's probably going to be kind of hard to find. If you can find the repaint, I want to say he was Dreadwing. It was a blue or purple repaint that they made a Decepticon out of. I want to say it's Dreadwing, but that may not be right. If you know what it is, leave a message. Let me know. Let us know exactly what it is. But yeah, all around, he's a pretty good figure. I think I ended up getting this guy at Target years ago, and definitely worth a pickup. If you see him at a flea market or you see him at a convention and he's a good price, I would absolutely pick him up. I'd probably pay up to $20 for this figure easily loose. So if he's in the package, I'd probably pay a little bit more, but I'm not really sure how much he's going for. But he's definitely worth every bit in package. I would say 40 or 50 bucks, if not more. So there he is, Jetfire from the Transformers Classics line. Thanks for watching, guys, and look for more videos in the future.